Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got some news about Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, during the song, Whip, you were saying that you had her in the studio before.
Yeah, she was amazing. She came in a couple of years ago and she was such a good chat. She was awesome.
She was a great
very
chat,
open,
actually.
very calm, just a great energy to be around.
Yeah, well, they do talk a lot, don't they, the Smiths?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think we opened up about a relationship. I didn't think we could talk about it too much.
Well, they do a lot of talking about
They
it. I think
do.
she even had that the TV show Red Table,
Yep.
where she
That's
had
right.
all of the family on there.
Willow,
I think
her daughter, was on there talking
Yeah.
about her sex life as well.
That's right. I think her mother was even on there at some point. There's been a lot of speculation over the years about what kind of relationship they have. A few years ago, there was a singer that she was romantically involved with called August someone.
Right.
He came out and said
Augie
that
March.
they had linked up, and then she did admit that on the TV show with her husband. So it does feel as though things, they are pretty open about things, and everything is not only is their relationship an open relationship,
Yes.
but everything is on the table to chat about.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the Academy Awards only a couple of years ago, Chris Rock made the joke about Jada being
Alopecia.
bald, and Will took to the stage. We can't forget this.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth!
Yeah, I know. How full on was that? Jada has actually done an interview because she's written a memoir, and I think even in the interview she said that she thought that her husband at the time was taking to the stage and it was a bit of a comedic,
Right.
like it was a
She
skit.
thought it was a joke too.
Yeah, until he actually turned back and came back and sat down, and then she realised it just wasn't a joke at all.
No.
But what she has finally revealed is that not only have they had an open relationship for a very long time, but they actually haven't even been in partnership for about 7 years.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
Wow. So it really should have been get my ex-wife's name out of your mouth.
Yes.
Well, kind of, but they're not officially divorced.
'Cause
I mean, I guess they haven't, and we see them a lot together. I mean, we were just saying
As a
they've been
family.
on the TV show. They do things as families. They attend the Academy Awards together.
remember,
but,
Kate?
So I don't know how separate that is.
She, I think, was in a relationship with one of her son's friends.
Oh,
Now,
no,
I'm not the
no.
gossip queen, but it was...
Oh,
all right,
don't-
what about
don't-
this? She was in a relationship,
Well, I
an
think
intimate
if that was in
relationship.
the book, I'd have that information. in
She was
front
in
of
an
me.
intimate relationship with
Yeah.
a close family friend.
Yeah, there was
that
some chat around that.
Which was known, and she spoke about it.
Yeah.
Which was extraordinary.
See, look, they've got enough money that they can have two separate quarters in a house in a huge mansion that you don't even have to see each other. So they live a life that, the average person doesn't have.
It's weird.
But to still run into each other all the time, a lot of relationships would do this, wouldn't they? Where they would actually...
Open relationships.
Let's stay together. We're not together. Stay together for the kids. Live in the house together.
Yeah, I know people like that who have lived in the same house under the same roof.
Oh, what are you doing this afternoon, Darren?
Oh, no, it's not...
Oh my God.
Well, that's weird.
I do think it makes things incredibly complicated because, I mean, how separate do you want to be if you're under the same roof? Like how much of your life can you actually move on with? And, how do you exist being separate but then having to deal with
Fitz,
each other?
I think the most confronting thing to think about now is when I take all the parts of this puzzle and I put it together, I look back on a conversation from a couple of days ago. We're talking about hall passes. We're talking about the ultimate hall pass. And, Kate, I think you mentioned your number one was Will Smith.
No, I didn't. No, I would never, because I have to say, I'm not a massive Will Smith fan.
I thought you were.
No, and I won't watch any movie. Like, if someone suggests a movie that he's in, absolutely not.
Oh,
I didn't even want to watch Suicide Squad the other day because he's in it.
He's in it.
Yeah.
Does he know about this?
Oh, I think so. I think he's calling through now.
Don't get Will Smith on the show.
Are you sure?
I got bad news for him. Kate's not into him.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.